The following comments and opinions are those of the host and not necessarily of the Motor Racing Network. Parental guidance is advised.
And we're here with a special edition of Monday Money.
No, it's not
See what I did
Monday.
there?
It's Wednesday.
It's Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday, Money.
But we all made our money on Monday this week.
Oh.
I did, especially. I got a nice little bonus check.
Oh, yeah? You want to...
Good job.
You want to be transparent and tell everybody what you get for finishing 7th?
No, I do not. More than I do if I finish 9th.
I figured you had a good weekend because it was hard getting through the door because of your fat head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody,
right.
you couldn't get out of the car. Everybody's like, congratulations. All your people are like running up to Donald and Eric. Eric like knocked down a printer to get to Corey. It was like, congratulations, man. Hey, man, congratulations.
Eric is so enthusiastic.
Oh, my God. Everybody's kissing his ass because he's
a fan.
Eric Morse, we're talking about, works at MRN. He's like NASCAR facts Rain Man.
Yeah.
He knows literally everything.
He's very smart.
He did not knock over anybody. He just walked by casually. Hey, man, nice job. Well, yeah.
You could literally hear the chair. It was like...
that might be... That actually might be fact.
That's going to wake my baby up.
Poppy's
Anyways, thanks to Hercules Tires for sponsoring this podcast. Jeez, guys. We just got right through everything.
Keep going.
You can still win a set of tires. You just have to go to HerculesTire.com/MRN.
Nailed it.
And you can win a whole set of tires.
Can I do that?
A whole set.
Yeah.
That's all 4.
You can rock my baby.
I'm rock. Goodbye, Poppy.
So, big week at Talladega. We rained out Sunday after
Lauren,
one
it's back
stage.
to Corey. He didn't even ask how we're doing. How's everybody? How's my girlfriend? How's Andrew? It's right back to Corey's show.
I know how Andrew's good. Andrew's good.
He's good.
Did you
He's
ever
just selling
think that,
forklifts.
like, the guy from high school with the bad hair would be, like, you'd be getting paid to listen to him talk about himself for an hour every week?
Well, Daryl.
Oh, wait, I'm not getting paid. Volunteering.
Well,
to
The
talk.
bad hair is true, though.
Well, Daryl, it was bad.
That was bad.
I had highlights
You
in
had
like
highlights.
9th grade.
That's the only picture I've seen of you from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you happen to get a hold of a yearbook, I was voted. What was it? What's it?
Handsomest?
I didn't buy a yearbook.
No. What's most likely to succeed?
Be honest, though.
What?
Do you,
Yeah.
I don't have any high
What did
school
I not get?
yearbooks.
I did get.
Like, I don't
voted
have
that.
them. I don't know where they are. They don't exist in my world. Do you have your high school yearbook?
Well, that would be sad because nobody would ever write the back of your yearbooks anyways.
They're empty pages. But, like, some people keep all that stuff. Do you have any high school stuff?
I didn't even buy them. I was so over it. By this, like, pretty much the whole time.
You guys are Southerners. Do you do Letterman jackets here? Is that like
No.
a thing? Did
Yeah,
you have
well,
one?
I didn't have one, no. People did them, though. I think they're kind of cool. They're kind of like, just kind of like vintage style. I'm
Yeah, then you
surprised
can
you don't
keep
have
it.
one for fashion.
I would wear one now.
Just a made-up high school.
I'd wear yours now, Corey, because
DH,
you
Daryl.
finished
Trojan.
7th place in the Talladega.
DMH, Daryl Motte High.
Yeah.
With all sorts of Letterman jackets because you never played sports.
I was a band nerd. I would have like a tuba
were?
or something. Yeah, I was a trumpet player.
Oh, of course you were.
Guys, I was in orchestra, jazz band, regular band, and like ensemble. So,
Wow.
yeah, things were pretty hopping for me. We did come from Talladega, and I want to say one thing before we get into all this. I don't know if you noticed, Corey, because you were probably so busy being congratulated, but so many people were saying, I can't wait to hear about this on Sunday Money.
I don't really know what they want to hear.
No, but it was nice that they were saying, oh, can't wait to hear
Like a
about
lot.
this. Yeah.
So thank you guys for all the nice tweets. I had probably another 100 people at Talladega say they listen to the show. They
Sunday
enjoy it.
Money.
Yeah, love it, love it. So thank you guys for the support. Keep tweeting.
You want to tell Lauren what happened at the parade?
The 2 people that have won Sunday Money hats, I keep forgetting to bring them to MRN because Kenny's going to ship them. So bear with me there. We haven't picked the winner this week, but I owe you guys 2 hats. And I'm going to scroll through Twitter here in a second and pick a third one. But
Okay.
Where do you want to start? You want to start competition or chaos? Like not chaos, but like Rex, like chaos.
I want to start with the off-track activities because everybody talks about how much fun Talladega is.
We're going to make you wait to listen about the competition.
Right. Yeah, right. So, Daryl, you were the MC, or is that what they call it, for the big one on the Boulevard?
He's the host.
I prefer host.
Okay, host.
Thank you.
Just like you are the co-host of Sunday Money.
Only in 2019, my friend. Only in 2019. So I do host the big one on the Boulevard. For those of you new to NASCAR, it's a parade that takes place.
Debauchery.
Yeah, it takes place in the infield.
Yeah, so hang on. Let's preface this even further.
Well, you always assume everybody knows everything.
Right, no, not you. I know. I don't assume you know everything.
I read the article.
Talladega Boulevard is this strip of, it's probably a half a mile long, along the back straightaway, parallel to the back straightaway, and there's campers on both sides.
Yep.
And the people who park their camper on Talladega Boulevard, it's more or less like a prerequisite. You have to get rowdy.
Yeah, it's the rowdy camp area.
So they have a float driven by like an 18-wheeler truck, and they load up a bunch of towels and Mardi Gras beads and T-shirts and all this stuff. So every driver that can come get on the float, they have to DJ and speakers and the whole nine. We throw stuff the entire length of the
T-shirts,
boulevard.
beads. There's a bartender up there.
So then we run the length of the Talladega Boulevard, and they actually set up these little like games for fans to interact, and they're
grown-up games.
They're grown-up games. Some of them are quite interesting. Some of them are a little bit drawn out, but overall, the fan. I mean, there's probably 5,000 people out there.
Yeah,
at
easily.
least.
And then everybody's having fun and drinking, and the draw. Besides myself,
yeah. You do
the draw.
No, I'm going to give you a not offhanded compliment. You do a good job with that.
All this means is Kelly got into you and told you need to be nicer to me. I know you.
No,
I get it. Because
Kelly
and I,
sincere.
Kelly and I had a talk about Corey and his meanness.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, we talk. I'll get to that.
Okay.
So I'm on the float, and then the drivers show up, and this is a chance for all the fans to see the drivers not act like drivers. They're in regular clothes. They have a cup in their hand. They're throwing beads. They're having fun. And then they're watching all the, crazy activities at the end.
Yeah.
So it was a nice parade. But this year, in the fall, not that many drivers were there.
No, there was probably 8.
Yeah, 8 or 7. It was sparse.
Somebody's waving at me. I can't see him through the window.
It was
Who
from
is
the
that?
Plastic Box of Feelings.
Who is that?
Do you want to
Justin.
see how a proper podcast is?
Justin Boros,
We're
producer of.
And then I
Last Case
pooped
for
really a lot, and then I pooped everywhere.
It smelled like poop.
Can I get in on the next year? I'm ready.
Does gorilla poop smell like human poop, or is it different?
That was the producer of Glass Case. So there wasn't that many drivers, but everybody showed up, and it was exciting. And
Who showed up?
So
okay,
it
we
was,
can do that.
It was obviously myself, Daryl. We're going to throw him in there. I don't want to leave him out.
Yeah. Brendan Gong,
Daniel Hemrick, Bubba, Ryan Blaney, Clint, Larson, Stenhouse, and somebody else.
You said Hemrick, right?
Yep. There was about 10 of us.
Bubba.
That's a pretty good
I
group,
said
I
Bubba
feel
as well.
like. That's
Yeah.
an entertaining.
And everybody was like having fun and
But sometimes
hard
there's
to
like
sign
20
autographs.
drivers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, last year or maybe the first race we had DW up there.
Oh yeah, and we had Jordan.
Jeff Gordon was up there too in the fall, in the spring. But
It just depends on people's schedule. But the games were gross.
yeah. So I don't even want to get into the first one. It's kind of dumb.
But I want to tell Lauren about the peanut butter balls
That's
to
what-
see
that's
if
the
she's
first
ever.
one.
Yeah, Lauren, have you ever? Oh, let's get the baby in on this conversation. Have you ever heard about teenage boys putting peanut butter on their?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
totally right. Okay,
No.
so the millennial kids that work for Dega had never heard that. Like,
Yeah, and
Hi,
then you let a
Poppy.
dog. You
Yeah.
put the peanut butter on your
you're
junk.
yeah, and then you let the dog clean you.
If
Can
you're
I tell a
if
story
you're
about that?
frickin'
Yes.
Weirdo. What?
Okay.
This
So,
is a thing. I've never done it, but I've heard.
That's so
I had
weird.
this guy that I dated in high school, and this sounds like it's going to be really bad, but I had this guy that I dated in high school, and he had like a friend, and for some reason that was like a joke. Was that he put peanut butter on his balls or whatever, and a dog licked it off, and so
Tony is cringing.
this was the
Can you name names?
the guy's friend. I
First
don't
name.
even remember his name, truthfully. But so we went to this birthday party, and I thought it was the guy's birthday party who they said did that, and I thought it was just going to be like the group of like young people, but his parents were there, and I got him a jar of peanut butter. Like we went to the grocery store and got him a jar of peanut butter, and then his parents were there, and he had to open a jar of peanut butter and explain that.
Did everybody laugh?
Yeah, I don't think that got me too many brownie points though with the fam. So
Poppy
That's
is
it.
feeling this story. So they had a game, Lauren. Like
Okay.
you know
Peanut butter.
the giant balls that you can like sit on and like hop around.
yeah,
So they had those hanging from strings,
Covered
in peanut butter.
in peanut butter.
Then they put contestants in dog costumes, had them get on all fours, and they had to lick
the peanut butter
off the balls.
There wasn't really there wasn't really an end game. So I'll even say the backstory of this story at the end is funny.
Saying it out loud sounds terrible, though.
They go on for like 10 minutes, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, help these poor people out!" Like we just got to set a time limit because they're not even like
making a
the
dent.
balls are still covered in peanut butter, and it's 10 minutes in, and these guys are covered head to toe in peanut butter.
But side note, I saw no one knew what the game was because the audience is just standing there seeing balls hanging there. And I go, does anybody have teenage sons? And people are raising their hands. Does anybody have a dog? And everyone's raising their hands. And I go, you know that old saying, never leave your teenager home with your dog and a jar of peanut butter? And then you heard a groan from the audience. But none of the millennials knew what I was talking about. They were like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We ended up just voting on a winner. And the guy who actually, his ball was the cleanest ball of them all. He was literally covered peanut butter. I'm telling you, head to toe, this rascal was covered in peanut butter. And he actually was like working at it. And he was spitting it out and like he was getting this peanut butter ball clean.
He went for it.
And we all voted for a different group that won. And that guy was so mad. I thought he was going to come up on stage and like beat us up.
Yeah, he was pissed.
I literally thought he was going to come on the stage covered in peanut butter and whoop Clint Boyer's ass because he was very adamant on the other team winning. So then there was that. There was another game.
That's how we opened the
games.
Games.
With like cranberry sauce and stuff. And then the final grudge match, it was this like more or less this like.
It was a pillow fight.
It was a pillow fight, but you sat on a beam per se. And one person was on one side of the beam, the other side of the other, and you had a pillow, and you just try to beat the person off. And it was the beam was slick, and
you're beating who off? What?
Beating your opponent off.
It's like like
the
chicken,
beam,
kind of like chicken in a pool, right?
Yeah, I get it. I was just saying beat off.
And guess what? In the pillow was glitter and flour.
And so they were covered in flour. So then Bubba challenged Blaney, and they had a best out of 3 grudge match.
Well, that's cute.
So
they beat each other off.
Blaney.
I've always thought they probably did that.
We're trying to get canceled, Tony. So just
we only have 6 more weeks, so we can pull out all the stops. So Blaney, we actually were betting. I won $20 on Blaney because Blaney.
The drivers were like holding up money.
We were betting because if you think like Bubba's probably a little more compact and strong, but Blaney has the length.
Right, he's lanky.
He's lanky and long, and he's like a monkey too. So like they actually both of them flipped over, and they were hanging on the bottom side of the beam, and they were fighting each other to try to like rip each other off,
like upside down. Yeah,
it was funny, and Bubba.
I bet Mr. Penske probably wouldn't
he really
have
loved
approved that,
but he loved the result on Monday. That made up for it. So
now I will say,
fun.
kudos to the racetrack. So, Corey's out there in the car; he can't see, but from 5,000 feet away, I will tell you that I have never seen more people at a truck race. There were so many fans in the infield at the truck race everywhere. That $50 million they spent was worth every penny.
I think
it looked awesome.
Was it only $50 million?
I'm sure they went over.
Well, no, I thought because like Phoenix spent 180 on it or something.
No, I think they dumped $50 million into
and it looks
Talladega.
Killer. I don't want to move on from the truck race because I wanted to give Spencer Boyd a shout out.
Yeah, but I was there in the infield, because I did all the grid interviews too. I wasn't just there for the parade.
Right.
And I got to interview Brennan Poole.
Oh,
yeah.
we love him.
Yeah, but he had a bad race. He had a tire issue.
Oh.
But there was a couple girl drivers in the truck race, and I like this. We got more girl drivers coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll get to a point where we'll see more women in the Cup Series?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about more. I think you will see.
Will we have like Natalie and Haley? And
no, Natalie's not going to make it.
Angela?
No, she's not going to make it either.
Oh, boy.
She's so nice, though.
They're all
she
nice.
Is nice. They're all nice. But Natalie doesn't. I'll be straight up. She doesn't have the talent to make it.
Hot take.
She doesn't.
Tweet him at Corey LaJoie.
But she's going to make a great Instagram model she's done.
Yeah, she's going to be a great influencer. So keep really investing in that. That's probably
keep
better.
selling the fit tea, girlfriend.
Well, for those of you that are wondering,
but Haley has what it takes behind the wheel as well as off the track, so she will make it to the Cup Series because she has Toyota support and Monster support. Mark my words, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Hopefully they don't rush her because it takes a lot. Experience is invaluable in this, so they need to bring her up slow because she's only, 17, 18?
Yeah.
So they need to bring her up slow. She'll be in a KBM truck. She'll be in a Gibbs Xfinity car. Like, she's going to be around the right people. It's just a matter of not rushing her. and her not putting too much pressure on herself.
I do find it interesting too. I mean, I stand by it, but like she does more to benefit herself and her own career than any other driver in any series. And I don't understand why. Like Jimmy Johnson will talk to his phone after the race, but most of the drivers don't, and I don't really understand why. They all want to stay in the business. They all want to get a better ride. They all want to get better sponsors. And here's this girl that doesn't even need to do it, and she's like sharing her life. She's sharing her home life.
I feel like
name a driver whose house you've seen inside when they're on their phone.
Well, you haven't seen Haley's.
I don't follow any.
You have seen Brian Deacon's.
What I'm just saying, she's like in her pantry. She's hanging out at home. I'm like,
her pantry's probably
she's
bigger
just
than my
a
living
normal
room.
teenager.
I know
girl.
this kid, and then
It's
you
just-
see all these other drivers. They're like,
Have we not talked about this on the show before?
I'm just giving her more accolades because I think I would like to see her in Cup.
Well, she is not ready to drive in Cup.
All right.
She will be one day, but not right now.
So you want to talk about the truck race? That
Moving on.
We'll just stick into Friday. So Friday was
Well, Spencer
practice
Boyd
and all that.
Well, I mean,
Truck race was Saturday.
I don't really. We literally sit around all day Friday. We run like six laps of practice. So my team, if we really want to get into it, my team's our team collectively, our strategy from the time we get there till the last lap of the race is to literally just conserve, right? Because statistics show if you are running at the end of a speedway race, you're probably going to finish on a lead lap and be somewhere around the top 15. So we literally run 2-3 lap runs in practice. We find the splitter height till that touches the ground, and we find the track bar height, and that's as low as our car can be, right? So we find that, okay, there you go. Then they let me make one draft and run for like 3 laps, and I can kind of sandbag and get a big draft off of somebody, and I was 4th.
Good job.
in practice. But that's not indicative of how fast our car is, right? It's just I timed it right and got a good lap.
I did want you to weigh in on the truck controversy of the finish.
Yep, so we'll get there. So then, right, so we literally run like 7 laps in practice, and then we put it on jack stands, don't run second practice, and then we get it ready to qualify, and we qualify 33rd, 2.4 seconds off the pace. That's just where our kind of speed stacks up with everything we got going on, so it's obviously hard to make a 2.6 second off the pace car keep up.
Push the pedal down a little harder, Corey.
I know I try. I put my left foot on top of my right foot.
Mash pedal
it,
down.
and I put my hand out the window and kind of like drag the air behind me. It
like
doesn't
he's
really work.
paddling.
Yeah. So that's our game plan. Like we literally just try to run within arm's reach of the big pack because we don't want to get dropped and lose the draft. But you also don't want to drive right into the wreck. So that's what we did, and it worked out. But the truck race, so Spencer Boyd was running 3rd, and Riley Herbst is running 2nd. Johnny Sauter's leading. They come off turn 4, and Riley Herbst gets a run underneath Johnny Sauter, and I thought he made the run a little bit too early. But, I can't sit here and say what he should or shouldn't have done.
And by the way, Ty Dillon was in the booth. I thought you did a much better job.
Sure.
When he was in the booth. Corey did a better job.
Oh, you think
I agree.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said
you thought
did
I did a better job.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't find
thought you
Ty
were-
Dillon very interesting in the booth, but
Thank you.
I thought you did a better job.
Thanks.
I don't find him very interesting in general.
Well, I was going to say that, but I thought that would sound too mean, girl, but I'm with Lauren.
Okay.
So,
I'm with
Riley
Anyways.
Herbst. So Riley Herbst makes his run. It goes below the yellow line and was technically blocked by the 13. And the 13 went below the yellow line too to block him. And then Johnny Sauter technically was the first car across the start-finish line. Spencer Boyd was 2nd. And then they threw out the 13 for forcing somebody below the yellow line.
But
Right.
it didn't happen instantly. So in Victory Lane, everybody's screaming when Johnny wins.
Well,
right?
Johnny Sauter
Yeah.
was doing burnouts.
Oh,
And
God.
people are screaming like, "Yeah, this is awesome!" And then they go, and then so everyone's
And
cheering.
Spencer
and they go,
Boyd
"Hold
has
on,
won."
we're not sure. Hold on. And you go ahead.
So then so Spencer Boyd's already like, he was just taking his helmet off, like, oh, second's a good run. And they're like, hey, you won. And he's like, what? No, you
What?
won. Yeah, right. And then he does burnouts. And
Yeah.
now everybody's happy. But Spencer's a good dude. He doesn't come from any family money. He literally just hustles, sends emails, cold calls, and rounds up any sort of money that he uses to race. So good on him. He gets probably a little more flack for just not running as competitively because the cars he sits in aren't usually competitive. So
You were happy for that.
I was happy for him. I was not so sad. I mean, I was sad for Johnny because he's been a loyal customer of the Joy of Seating. He's run our seats forever, and Johnny's a friend of mine.
He had a great quote after the race when they asked him about it. But What as a driver, what is your take on the double yellow line at super speedways? Because I don't think any driver has their head out the window for that 1 point second of time to know where. Do you know that you go below it?
Yeah, I mean, not really.
Because you're really just racing, right?
You're just racing, and I think the drivers collectively don't like that rule, but it's a rule.
Yeah.
It prevents a lot of cautions, even though we still have cautions. It prevents just really spreading out and putting people even at more risk. But I think the drivers collectively would like to see white flag, no double line rule, because you leave it up to NASCAR's judgment if something does happen, right? But last lap, I think it should be literally no holds barred. But you can't go the entire race with a rule and then just white flag.
Well, what
get
is
rid of
Johnny's options in that moment? If he held his line, then there's a wreck, right?
If the 51 holds his line and the 13 keeps coming down.
Yeah.
So Brad Keselowski, when he won Talladega and flipped Carl Edwards, remember that a couple years ago?
Yeah.
He held his line, did what he should have done, and the 99 came across his hood and then flipped. That's what it promotes, just because the inside guy is making his move and he knows he can't drive below the yellow line. So if that leader wants to keep trying to block him, you got to send him.
Huh.
If you're the 51, you got to send the 13. But if you're the 51 and the 13 spins himself, then you're going to end up finishing 4th or 5th because all your momentum's killed anyway. So it's all about timing your runs. Ryan Blaney did a great job on Sunday or Monday of juking to the right to get Newman off the line, off the bottom, and stuff it in there, and then it ended up being a hell of a finish. So
good truck race, though. I thought the truck race was exciting.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to talk about Cup. We got a whole lot to get to.
We got a couple more breaks to get to. We're going to take a break. We'll talk about the Cup race when we get back.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on batteries and accessories. Plus, top off with Peak Long Life Universal Premix Antifreeze and Coolant for just $10.99 per gallon. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Corey's got a lot going on your phone. What's happening? This better be important.
A lot of texts.
So many congratulations.
So many congratulations for a top 7 finish.
Mm-hmm. So then after the truck race, wait, I got to talk about more stuff. We got to go in chronological order. So after the truck race, then it was the next day. And that night, though, Corey and I got to go visit with all the little kids from the racetrack at their movie night, Pikachu Detective.
Oh.
Yeah, so they
track
have a little,
does this, yeah.
They, across at the Motorsports Hall of Fame they have down there in Talladega, they have this like movie room. So they had a kids movie night. I haven't seen Pikachu, Special Detective or whatever.
Because the kids, what are they going to do at the racetrack?
Right.
So there was probably 80 kids in there with their families. So there was a decent amount of people, and they wanted a driver up there just to kind of keep the kids entertained for a short while, or the parents entertained for a short while. So Daryl made up a game called Corey Says, like Simon Says, to get out.
But Corey didn't remember how to play Simon Says.
No, but I got a refresher pretty quick, and we were doing Corey Says jumping jacks, right? And all the kids are like, all right, stop. And then some of them stop, and then some of them keep going. Okay, Corey Says stop.
They were excited. And we gave away some prizes. There's a whole new did you know NASCAR has signed a deal with Walmart to do like a toy line? So they have this whole like little toy line,
and they're
now.
Nice toys.
They're cool, yeah. Adventure Force, NASCAR Adventure Force, and so you would think like, oh, what are they going to be? But they're actually pretty cool because they're unique,
right?
And they work. So the kids were excited. Yeah, should we get Poppy some NASCAR Adventure Force
I saw a couple
toys?
saw a couple boxes in the lady's office here in MRN. I might just steal it and give it to Poppy.
But I like that they're doing it just with Walmart, not like every toy store, because that would be like a little much. So it's like, okay, just one chain has it.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would do. But
Walmart's good for the NASCAR demographic.
Yeah, why can't we have it be the Walmart Cup Series?
Oh, it should. They don't have
Ooh.
to advertise. That's why.
They don't have to advertise.
Well, then Corey and I went to see the new Big Bills, which is like this huge
Right.
fan oasis. We hung out there together. We had a lot of Corey Daryl time this
Wow,
weekend.
Yeah.
lucky you, Corey.
As soon as we get to the party, he ditched
we
me.
really buried some hatchets.
No, he did not. He ditched me as soon as he got to the party.
I did.
He saw all the people with the money, and he's like, see ya.
Bye,
Well,
gotta go.
I'll see your ass on Tuesday. I got to go. I got to make some more connections here.
So now it was time for the race, and that is Sunday.
Well, no, I wanted to say there was a Riley Green concert Saturday night.
Oh, your country music concert.
Yeah,
And Tim Duggar played. A lot of music.
Oh man, I forgot we moved on from that. I didn't even talk about that.
We
I
need
feel
a
like that was-
2-hour episode for
that,
Tega.
honestly, besides, I think the highlight of my weekend was not even finishing 7th. The highlight of my weekend was when we were hanging out with Tim Duggar. Well, Tim Duggar was singing. We were behind the stage, hanging out, and I was talking to Junior and Clint and Bubba, and all of us were hanging out back there. And Tim starts to cover Friends in Low Places.
Oh, man.
And he comes to the side of the stage like, "Hey, y'all, get up here." And we're all kind of looking around like, what? No, yeah, all y'all. So we all go up on the stage, Clint, myself, Ryan Blaney, and Bubba. And we're kind of like standing there, and like he's like warming it up right there. They haven't started singing yet. And Clint's like, "Hang on a second." And he goes down backstage and grabs Junior. Like Junior doesn't want to go up there. And Clint's like, "Come on, get your ass up here." And I was like, I grabbed the mic. I'm like, "Oh boy, y'all, like you do not know what's about to happen right now." So Junior come out. Obviously, the place erupted. There probably was another 4,000 or 5,000 people there. Place erupted because naturally it's Redneck Jesus
Right.
comes out onto the stage, and we start singing "Friends in Low Places," which is a great karaoke song. And
Did you sing?
Yes, I sung.
Okay.
There was a
You
video
sang.
somewhere.
How did they get Junior out of there? That's what I was wondering.
A lot of people surrounding him in a golf cart with like the little plastic sides on it.
They just like buttoned him up like a sandwich.
They did, yeah, like a little Ziploc bag you're sending your.
Look at Corey
First
out
base
on
look.
a Friday night and
Wow.
Saturday night.
So it ended up, Dale Jr. and I were sharing the mic, so we were like duet partners. So that was a lot of fun. He even put his arm around me,
Wow.
which made me had a tear of joy and friendship that I've never experienced in my life.
They like me. They really like me.
Yeah, Dale Jr. put his arm around me.
And surprisingly, Corey is a pretty good singer. We learned that at Media Day this year whenever we made you sing that song.
Yeah.
That's his song.
Maybe we'll post that on the internet. Maybe I can scrounge that up off
Oh,
my
God.
hard drive and
I
post
did.
that
I
for
did.
all the fans.
I don't know. I was in a mood that day. I was feeling it for Media Day. So that was fun. Got to sing "Friends in Low Places" with Dale Jr. and Tim
then
Duggar. And
you had
all
a
of that.
concert the next night?
So Riley Green, he's a rising star. I'm a big fan of his music. He sings that "I Wish Grandpa's Never Died" song. Have you heard that? You probably haven't heard that.
That'll make you cry.
Yes, it will. So that was a lot of fun. Got to meet him. He's about he's a big boy. He's probably 6'5", 220. Good looking guy. Good on him.
Wow.
Brought Talladega to their feet. He's an Alabama boy too, so everybody was pumped up about that. And then I got in bed about 10 o'clock and rested up for the big rain out on Sunday after the first stage.
Yeah.
So then we came back on Monday, loaded up, rode around in the back. I wouldn't say, like Daryl did on
What?
live TV, that it's boring.
Not me. Other Daryl.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, like Bubba Wallace. They asked him
Bubba
on
Daryl.
Sunday, I guess when it started raining,
Yeah.
they were like, "How's it going out there, Daryl?" "Well, it's boring." Daryl, you can't say that. Like, pick another word. Uneventful, maybe. I don't know. Unexhilarating?
Well, something
Because
yeah.
it's not, it's not boring when you ride around because you are still trying to maintain the draft and you're literally riding, you're riding around about 75% throttle just kind of watching. But like when I'm riding in the back, I'm actually looking at the pack, picking a car to follow, right? Like if Joey gets kind of pushed back to about 10th, I will watch the moves that Joey will do to get himself back to the front. That way, when time comes, I can make those similar moves instead of riding around thinking that it's boring, not learning anything.
We're going for a poppy burp.
Oh,
She might
she did it,
projectile.
but it wasn't very exciting.
Does she ever burp like a man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
She might. I hope she
Little
just
girl.
projectile vomit.
You know what's
There's a
crazy,
little
though? After the rain delay, Lauren, did you see all the fuss about the manufacturers having secret meetings at the racetrack?
What a joke.
Oh, people were very angry, and it all started from I think it was a journalist tweet, right, that basically said, like, hey, look, here comes all the Chevy people.
Well, all the manufacturers have meetings, right? Ford has our Ford One meeting where all the drivers sit there and they all argue about what we should do and what we shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. It's about 45 minutes long, and the only couple people that talk in there are Logano, because he's a really good super speedway racer, Clint Boyer.
Everybody just follow me.
No, like Joey is really smart when it comes to that sort of racing.
Because he's got glasses now. Did you see Logano in his new spectacles?
They talked about it on TV.
Yeah, did you? What is that, like a new thing? He's wearing glasses?
Yeah, I guess. What's it called when you can't really see as far away? Is that farsighted?
Yeah.
Nearsighted, farsighted? I don't know.
So he found out that he's farsighted, and he wanted to wear some glasses.
Or no, that means he can't see far away.
Yeah,
he's nearsighted.
So he's nearsighted. So he got glasses to try him out. So we actually went to the GoPro go-kart place last Wednesday.
And tried out his glasses.
And there was about 7 of us, and we just had the most fun we've ever had at the go-kart track because we were driving off the track and just completely smashing each other. Actually, technically, I did.
Technically. He went below the yellow line, though.
We all went below the yellow line at one point in time, but it was a lot of fun. GoPro is a lot of fun. Anybody who hasn't been there, it's in Mooresville.
That's the track where Zane Smith beat Corey, for those of you that are wondering.
Zane Smith literally cut 7 corners to win that race, but I don't even want to get into talking about that.
But during that rain delay, there was a manufacturer meeting, and the idea was that people were worried or concerned that maybe the manufacturers were calling the shots of how people were going to be racing.
They do.
Wait, what? I thought you told me this is not true.
They are. So
they literally say, like, you better get in line.
See, Ford hasn't got to that point where they have repercussions if you don't do something. Chevy has repercussions. Chevy will they said they'll take away your sim time and they'll take away your company car.
What?
If you happen to push a different manufacturer to the lead and they win.
Are you hearing this?
Ford does not have those. They're still kind of lax, which that's why I don't know. From what I've heard.
Hold on. So if Kyle Larson's leading and I'm Alex Bowman and I decide that I'm going to go for the win instead of push him to the win, and I can get in trouble?
No, and you pull out and then Denny Hamlin, per se, passes you and wins. Instead of you pushing a Chevy to the win, your sim time's gone. And your company vehicle is gone.
I lose my Suburban?
You lose your Tahoe.
That's some bullshit.
So that's
some bullshit.
And there was lots of people.
Have you driven a Ford lately? I'm Team Ford now.
There's been lots of talk. Dale Jarrett and Kyle Petty were obviously super against it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of if one manufacturer says this is how we're racing, then the other manufacturers have to follow suit, right? Like, obviously, if I have to choose between a blue oval and a Toyota, I'm picking the blue oval.
Sure.
99% of the time, just because that's a good teammate. But when you're ordered to run 6th or 7th in line and not pull out against another Ford, that's when it gets a little hairy. And Ford doesn't ask us to do that. They ask us just to do everything possible that way a Ford could win the race.
Right.
Because that's ultimately the goal.
Whether they don't threaten you.
They're
not going to take away your Golf Passat.
They don't, but Michael McDowell, if anybody...
Corey is a Volkswagen?
I'm driving Kelly's car today.
He's got like a cute little Volkswagen.
Kelly drives a Volkswagen Jetta, so I'm driving around.
Corey, do you dream about the days that Ford will let you pick out a new Mustang because you're a Ford driver?
I dream of the day where they let me just give me any vehicle.
Here's your new Ford Focus. Thanks for being Team Ford.
I'm not on the totem pole high enough to get anything yet.
Thoughts and prayers, bro. Thoughts and prayers.
But they're starting to recognize me a little more because I keep running halfway decent. They ought to recognize.
Yeah, at least give them a Ford Fusion.
He finished 7th after everybody else wrecked. Come on, guys.
Right.
Well,
let's take a break and we'll talk about Corey's excellent finish. Is this your best finish to date? No.
Yeah, I thought we were taking a break.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah, no. Well, technically, I finished 6th at Daytona, but it rained out.
So this is your best finish. This is my
best finish, seeing the checkered flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to come back after the break with 7th place finisher, Corey LaJoie.
O'Reilly.
Prepare your vehicle for the weather ahead during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a Superstart battery and get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate. Plus great deals on jumper cables, battery chargers, and more. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
And we're back. Corey, what the hell is going on your phone? This is starting to bother me.
All these seventh place congratulatory texts.
Is that really what's happening?
No, I'm just got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, tell us.
Well, the problem is when the race gets moved to Monday, all my week gets so much more condensed. So I have to figure out all this stuff. So I built Schluter Systems, the company that supports me the last couple of years. I built them a 2-seat NASCAR heat simulator. It's actually like a full race car with doors and monitors and the whole thing to take to their trade shows. And it's really neat. It's a lot of fun to drive. So they sent 2 guys down from Minneapolis to make this shipping container so they can ship it to different all over the world.
Can not wait 10 minutes so we can finish our show?
I can't. So I'm answering questions via text to those guys because they're working at Dad's shop.
Tell them I'm busy.
But I will be back there shortly.
Sorry, I held us up because I was late.
So Daryl came in this morning saying that my seventh place finish wasn't valid because David Pearson and Cale Yarborough weren't in the field. And if they were, they probably would have wrecked too.
No, I believe what I said. Lauren, tell me if this makes sense.
Okay.
You're at a swim meet. You finish second.
Right.
But also during that swim meet, all the varsity swimmers got leg cramps and had to leave the pool.
Well,
do we still congratulate you and go,
no.
You sure swam
I don't know
good.
if you congratulate them, but it's still valid.
Well, and here's the thing. Those varsity athletes still had the opportunity to take salt tablets and drink water so they don't cramp up.
Right. You really believe you earned a 7th place?
It's strategy, Daryl.
Yeah.
Strategy is not the same thing as luck. Strategy is prep and, when preparation meets talent.
Our preparation was to miss the wrecks.
Right.
And with 5 to go, jam it up in there and see what's left. And that was our strategy. And
it's pretty easy to miss the wrecks when you're all the way back in 28th.
No, I wasn't. I had some pretty close calls. But here's the thing, right?
When Jimmy Johnson is leaving the race during the second stage, right? And then Alex Bowman decides to wreck half the field.
So when I ride behind Ryan Newman the entire race, and he about wins the race. If he won the race, would that not have counted? Because he ran in the back the entire time and everybody wrecked.
Sure, it definitely would have counted.
Okay, so what's the difference between Ryan Newman that qualified 2 seconds faster than I did, playing the same strategy that I did, and finished 7th? What's the difference?
I like Ryan better.
Why don't more drivers do that?
It doesn't make any. Well, some guys are going for stage points,
right?
And a lot of them can't put their ego aside enough to ride around and miss the wrecks because it's not a matter of if they're going to wreck, it's when. Like, people are pushing each other, and the cars do not drive stable. It's funny because people think that they're easier to drive now because they have more downforce.
Yeah.
The more downforce these cars have, the more unstable they get in the pack because the less pressure they have pushing down on them.
I get that it counts, and congratulations on your 7th place finish.
I'm not asking you to pop champagne because
Guys,
I'm not doing that
we were getting
either.
along so well.
Lord, you should have seen him though.
So
he got out of that Volkswagen Passat, and his head was a little higher, and the sun followed him to the door, and then everybody came in here and was like, "Corey, good job, man, way to stick it out." And I'm thinking like half of his friends didn't finish the race.
And then Ryan comes walking in.
Race winner Ryan Blaney in the building. I thought Ryan Newman drove a hell of a race, to answer your question.
So what's different than him? Because he was right in front of me when he came out of 2, and he just floored his car. Mine was already floored for the last 5 laps.
Did you think you had a chance when you were running 7th? Were you like, I could win this thing?
No, because as soon as my car gets any sniff of let me try to think of the word, like air that's not behind a car. If I'm by myself, my thing is a slug. Ryan Newman, when he's riding, so when I'm in that draft with 3 to go, I'm wide open trying to do everything I can to just keep up, sucked up to the guy in front of me. Ryan Newman's probably half throttle or 75% throttle. So when he actually makes a move, he can just floor it and has that amount of momentum sustained.
You're just holding on.
And I'm just like, please, God, somebody give me a little bit of help so I can drive back to the bumper of the guy in front of me so nobody can pull down. That's just a difference in speed.
Well, let me ask you, did your dad congratulate you on your 7th place finish?
No, I haven't talked to him. He was pissed at me because I sped on pit road.
Your dad didn't even get a hold of you to say good job on your 7th place.
He gave me a thumbs up emoji.
Wow.
And like a hand clap emoji.
That's pretty much a good job.
So me and Randy are in the same boat. We're not that impressed, but we're happy for you.
I'm not that impressed either because we go into that thinking that we're going to finish somewhere between 9th and 14th if we don't wreck.
Hey,
so we finished 7th, and that's where he is.
You did it. You did it. And
I'm proud of you, Corey.
Thanks.
Did you call him on Monday?
No.
Did you text him?
No. Why would I do that?
See? Because I finished 7th.
Yeah.
That's a career best.
I'm happy for him, but I'm not going to congratulate him for finishing 7th.
I hope you wouldn't congratulate me if I finished 3rd either.
Yeah.
I might congratulate you for that.
I think it was pretty cool. I'm happy that you didn't wreck. Matt D, though, was not impressed with your 7th place either. Did you weren't here yet, Lauren. Matt talked a little shit to him on the airplane.
Not really. Not really. I was sitting in the front row, and he was like, well, where'd you finish? I was 7th. Oh, looked like you survived. And I was like, well, yeah, I survived. Well, I mean, it's not really up to, it's kind of just luck of the draw. I'm like, well, not really, because we just rode around and planned to miss all the wrecks.
Where'd he finish?
He was wrecked.
What a dick.
Well, but the thing is, for him, he had the Barstool Sports. He can't ride.
Right.
A lot of people aren't afforded that opportunity to ride.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky you.
Lucky me, I get to ride around in the back and miss all the wrecks.
Right.
But when you're carrying a sponsor like that and they pay a decent amount of money or whatever, and you have all these eyeballs on you, you have to go race.
Right.
And it's inevitable. It's luck when you are in that front pack and you're racing to try to get track position. It is luck if you can get through those wrecks.
Even though it is Talladega and anything goes, is there any among your little driver group chat? Is anybody annoyed with Bowman for pulling that move? That was kind of a bad time to block.
Actually, I haven't looked at that driver chat in a couple weeks, but yeah, he just didn't know how fast the 22 car was coming, and he just got shipped. So that's part of it. You got to block that run. I just don't know. With it being that early in the race, still, if you throw blocks out aggressive, but I'm also not in that position, so I can't speak on what somebody should or shouldn't do. But if somebody's wrecked, here's the thing: I just don't like the argument, right? I don't like when my 7th is discredited because everybody wrecked, because that was our strategy from the get-go.
That's right.
And you play the cards that you have that you're dealt, right?
I
and we are dealt. No, yes, you did. We were dealt the speed of a 33rd place race car, and we ran 7th with it. I don't care if, I don't know, there was 18, 19 cars in the lead lap. We could have finished 19th. We could have finished wrecked, but we didn't. We missed the wrecks, and we finished 7th.
But wasn't there a pit strategy at the end there, too, where people had to go into pit road?
No, I pitted right there at the end because I flat-sided my tires trying to miss that wreck. But there was some guys stayed out, some guys didn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, that worked out to your favor, too.
Yeah.
Listen, it's good. It's your career best. We're excited. You can go to Kansas now with your head held high. And then
we'll go run right back in 27.
Maybe not.
Awesome.
Maybe not. Listen, half the field could wreck on the 3rd lap, and there you are again.
No. Nobody wrecks it. And not halves anymore.
You were known for wrecking a lot, and you're not wrecking anymore. So I think that's something to be proud of.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Just because I'm having cars that are well put together that don't break, and right front tires that don't blow, and also some experience to not put myself in bad situations. So it all is kind of working out, and everybody's happy.
Well, I'm proud of you, Corey.
Thanks, friend.
Daryl, say it.
No, I don't want to hear it.
And you want to know what else? I ran into his wife on pit road.
Mm-hmm.
Before the race.
Right.
And she said, after I read that article, I said to Corey, Daryl's going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, exactly. How long did it take you to finish that article before you realized what he said? She goes, that's just Corey. He just says he means something different than comes out of his mouth.
Right.
So maybe that's me. I mean to say congratulations on your 7th, but what comes out is I don't give a fuck.
Fair enough.
All right, let's get to reviews. We got some great reviews. Kevin from Nevada. Daddy wants milk. That's the review.
Whoa.
What does that mean?
I think that's about your leakage.
Oh.
Are you currently still leaking milk?
Is that a vulgar?
Not
Is
today.
that a vulgar
That's
review?
our first vulgar review. Daddy wants milk.
Thank you,
I
Kevin from Nevada. I don't get much attention anymore, so I appreciate it.
I think he's hitting on you. Jordan1122. This podcast is the best. Corey, Lauren, and Daryl are as real as it gets. The dynamic they have makes the show so fun. Insights into the sport, but also talking about real life, and the hilarity ensues. Keep up the good work. Don't ever change. 5 out of 5. Definitely recommend. Well, thank you very much.
That's nice.
Corey, you want to get one in there? You want to read one?
That Daddy wants milk one is
I think we're done.
You're good, right? We got to go? I guess we got to cut. We're being kicked out of our studio.
Yeah.
All right, listen, thank you for the reviews. Don't forget to subscribe on your podcast platforms. We'll see you next week.